She can rob a body, and now she gon' put a hurt on them hard in the party. And you know you kill 'em in the public clothes. You was born to be a pro, how you pose, taking photos. And I love you 'cause you freaking with the dope goes. Drop it to the flow, like a cold when you roll slow. And I love it when I hit it from the back. And you get on top of me, I have a brother going, oh, oh. Girl, I love how you roll me right. I can make you a celebrity, yo, why don't we play something these hoes are like? Dry whips, I know they like. Twister, you told her right. I can make you a celebrity overnight. Give you ice like Kobe, right? We sorta like Goldie, right? The way we mold 'em, right? I can make you a celebrity overnight. See, baby girl, you see how you make a brother break down. I just gotta ask you, what you need? What you need from me? Oh, you wanna be a star? Are you messing with the right one? I can take you there. I can make sure you got all the finest things. Let me be your manager. Come here, girl, I can see you bored. Turn you to the queen that I see you for. Take you shopping those sprees and stores. I'ma get you to the MTV awards. We about to do a show tonight. You look good, girl, show you right. Take you places I know you like. I can make you a celebrity overnight. Come here, girl, you can hang if you bored. We can do plenty things plus more. I'm about to have you changing the stores. I can even get you to the Soul Train Award. We about to do a show tonight. You look good, girl, show you right. Take you places I know you like. I can make you a celebrity overnight.
Peace. When they reminisce over you, my God. That's an interesting song. There's a lot of history behind that, and that's what we're doing today, reminiscing. I got another post that I want to drop on something important, but this is important too. This actually will help to explain why the post that's coming out tomorrow to continue on with self-analysis in me month is important. So I appreciate you tuning in, and the game is getting more simple as it gets more complex, but it's starting to make more and more sense, which actually leads to more and more dollars. So it's a busy day today. I'm gonna have to work from the castle for a couple hours, and then after I get done with a few things, I'm gonna go out and take care of some business, a few little meetings and stuff like that. But this particular song, Twister, Celebrity Overnight, that's actually, I believe, Kanye West really is where he kind of introduced himself to the game and set his standards in that particular song. That's a symbolic song and starting point for the career of Kanye West. The song is Twista, and a fellow Chicago rapper rapping, but it was produced by Kanye West with the hook, which you just heard in the song. That's why I played it. And kind of funny how things go. That song was released in 2004, and he's got a child with Kim Kardashian, which I'm sure most of you out there in the viewing public probably didn't even hear about or know about or aware of. Back in 2004, you didn't hear that name. It's another True Hollywood story of how things all come together. So I just want to give that out as a testimonial of how things change, but then how they do stay the same. So this particular subject, let's see what we got on the table. Google me, bitch. The new digital age celebrity status, vacation as a vocation, September 5th, 2013. You know, I really don't apologize for the language. This is a hashtag that I'm using. What I've learned and where a lot of companies fail in the world, especially on the internet, is being afraid to speak the same language that the people that are using the products speak. So it's never been like that for us here at pimpop.com. I just tell it like it is according to how I'm feeling, and it's for the people who are grown adults and make their own decisions about what is appropriate language and what is not. So Google me bitch is the title, the starter of this title, and there's actually a picture that has that, and there's a song that goes with it, believe it or not. The interesting thing about that particular tagline, though, and I want to share this, this is what the whole post was inspired by. Google Me, it's Me Month, so let's go ahead and see what we can see. Google Me. In all honesty, as strange as this might sound, in fact, before I say it, just let the record reflect that I've been at this talking on the internet for quite a minute, quite a lengthy amount of time in public since actually technically since 1998. That's when I first got my Yahoo account. The homie One Dog, he was a Tomb Raider fanatic, and one day he called me. He said, "Fool, you don't know what's up. I got Windows 98. What you know about it?" So I went over to his spot, and he was flossing Windows 98 when it first came out. So he even got the AOL, got the online access too. So I was playing around at his house, and he was showing me a few things, and I got to Yahoo. Couldn't get an AOL because you had to have an AOL account, but he said you get your email right here at Yahoo, and I signed up for that, and been kind of tinkering with the internet since that time officially. So that's 98, 99, 2000. That's going on 16 years now. But talking publicly on the internet in the form of I don't know what you call this, just talking on the internet, blogging, writing, uh, spitting, professing, YouTube, twerking, whatever you want to call it, tweeting, but that's before all that. It's been since 2003. I've actually been on the internet talking in public. And the reason why I brought that up is because this particular song actually reminds me of the year 2004, where I was talking to a female that I know. She happens to be a model, or she was back then, and she's actually quite popular on MySpace. Before that, she was popular on a few different websites, including Yahoo groups, but she was a pretty well known industry model for this whole new internet modeling phenomena that's taken the world by storm. This was in 2003 going into 2004. And I had a conversation with her, and I said, it's getting to the point now where it seems like people can just Google your name. You need to tell them, Google my name. And I said, actually, that's the first time I ever heard that term be used. Even though it's a pretty popular adage now, there's an actual hashtag to go with it all the way in 2013. There's different ways of saying it. Google me, Google my name, Google me bitch, Google me I'm famous, blah 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 blah. But interestingly enough, I can pretty much confirm that I am the source of where that came from, and there's references available upon request, and it's another P True Hollywood story. But it's funny how things can actually spread, and I guess that's the definition of going viral on the internet, and one thing actually leads to another. But that's actually a good thing, because in this day and age, which is different from now, not every single person and a mama and a mama's mama has a voice on the internet. This is before social media came out, where you can just sign up for something and everybody has a voice on the internet. Everybody could look up some information that's coming from the people that produce it, but back in those days you really had to have some tech savvy and really be serious about it to take the time and effort to put some kind of communication or message up here on this internet, these words and pictures on a computer screen. It was different than now, where just about everybody you meet, it'd be kind of odd if they don't actually have a profile and a voice and a message, which there's nothing wrong with. I think that's actually a good thing. It could be a phenomenal thing if we just work it to flow in the right order. There's got to be order and organization in order for a thing to flow right. So with this particular subject, Google Me, the interesting thing about that is if you actually do that, it'll confirm something that I've been sharing with people for years, but one of these days it's just going to have to show itself on its own. And if you tune in today, you're going to get a pretty valid tip. With the social media and the internet in general, Google, that's actually the pimp hand in the whole strategy of the internet. I didn't say social media, I said the internet in general. Google me, Google my name, or Bing. Now they got, you can Bing you. That sounds kind of off brand, but Google me. And the reason is because if I type in your name, first and last name, and your pictures come up or some websites come up with your particular name and face, well, that in a sense actually indicates that you are famous. You got some notoriety, and that's the new level of celebrity status. We got to just put it like it is and face the facts. There's a lot of people that can attain that status, but it says that you're actually doing more than most. So congratulations if I can type in your name first and last, or maybe your first name or your stage name, and get right to the meat of the matter, which is you. Congratulations. There's just so many women looking to be the one these days. And I'm glad. That's a good thing. That shows how good God is, because there's got to be a way to make it so that works. Each and every one of y'all, all 100 million of all, 100 million of y'all or more can be the one. So we got to work it out. But it starts with this particular scenario, because I've been telling people sometimes with the Facebook, although it doesn't really need to be said, sometimes it does. Some people do get caught up in this thing where Facebook is Facebook and Facebook is on the internet, but Facebook is not the internet. There are still people who get so caught up in Facebook that they believe that Facebook is the internet. But it's not the same with Twitter, because usually the ordinary flow with Twitter, let me look at Twitter right now. This is going to tell me Twitter. Yeah, this is good. Twitter has got a short message and then a link somewhere else. You get the tweet, then boom, holla at me over here. That's Twitter. Twitter is made to confirm that this is a link leading to somewhere else. You can get that on Facebook too, but Facebook is primarily for people trying to be, a lot of them, celebrities on the internet, and using Facebook accordingly. But when you type in a name to Facebook, you can't find your pictures or your words on Twitter. And if you type in a search to Twitter, you can't find your pictures on Instagram. You got some links to Instagram, but you can't find your pictures on Instagram by doing a search on Twitter or YouTube. But if you type in your name first and last, if you got a stage name, you got some notoriety, can come across all of your links on the whole entire internet, because Google scours the web, the whole entire internet, not just Facebook. So I can see what you're talking about on Facebook, see what you're talking about on Twitter, see what you look like on Instagram. If you got a YouTube, I can see that. Any off-brand sites that you might have been on, even pimphop.com, but that's another thing that's coming in the later days. We got to make sure things are in place before we introduce that. But I just want to congratulate y'all and say that we really need to get focused on the primary causation of why so many of you beautiful, smart, intelligent, ambitious young ladies have this drive to be something and do something with yourself. Be all you can be and use what you got to get what you want. So the focus is just to tune in on the core essence of why that is and make it be. And it refers back to the song of a celebrity overnight. Don't really happen overnight, but the start process of it is the same. So that's pointing back to Kanye West and Twista, and I appreciate that song because it reminisces, helps us to reminisce back to the days when this all first kind of got started. What were you doing in 2004? Me, not too much different than what I'm doing now, which is talking to you and sharing a message of hope and prosperity that if you set your mind to it, you can accomplish some amazing feats. So this is me month still. Google me, bitch. That's what the word says. But what it means is let's look into this situation more in depth and figure out how to make it work to get the results that we want and continue on with an even greater victory, which will keep us at peace. I know it does for me. This is me month and this vacation as a vocation. So this is the work part of the vacation. Vocation. Let's hit it and get it. One love.